Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Devlog video, and this week have been quite productive compared to last few weeks. However, I was struggling with a little pain on my right leg which increased after some time on Thursday, but after a day or two's rest it is better now. I'm not feeling much pain as of now and it is much better as compared to last few days. But before we start, I would like to remind everyone to check my Patreon link and consider supporting if you can. With that said, let's start the devlog. Good afternoon everyone. This morning I forgot to start the recording, but in that recording all I did was that I lifted the terrain high and made sure the elevation is right so that I don't face any issues in regards to having anything underground or at the same time having rivers and other things on the terrain, because that is the issue that I was facing because of the terrain was so low at the base level that I can't make any details about the rivers and stuff because the terrain won't go down. So now it is fixed and I'm placing objects on top of it. Next thing I did was to work on the gate of the town, the entrance of the town, and this is just made of with logs and some of the barricades with wood. And I think it turned out pretty well. It took some time to make sure that the scale is right and everything. I didn't made it much bigger, but however there is another gate. I'm not sure what I will do with it. I'm not really keen on copying the same gate to the other gate on the other side, but hopefully I will find some way. As of now, the gate 1 is completely done. Good morning everyone. Today I decided to work on all the 3 NPC healers in the town, or the shops of the NPC healers of the town. Everyone is different but they all are healers in the basic level. So I started working on their houses or shops and adding more props to it, making them more interesting. So I started with the middle one, that is the main healer of the town. Then I went to on the left one and the right one. All shops are little different from each other, so I added props to each one of them so that they look different and more interesting for the town. Slowly I will start working on each and every NPC houses to make them more interesting, and at the same time I will also work on the terrain itself and also adding more foliage to the terrain to make sure that it looks good. Speaking of foliage like trees, grasses and bushes, I am using it from Polyart Studios Stylized Fantasy Forest Environment. It is a great pack, especially when it comes to stylized environment. He made it really well, and the developer is super friendly. You can always ask him for help and stuff. He also have a Discord channel. I will link his assets in the description below. And also I am using CH Studios Low Poly Style Ultra Pack. It is also a great asset, and I am using the waterfall as of now from it. I will also link that in the description below. Morning everyone. So today I started working on the NPC house or shop for mercenary NPC, or the NPC which gives mercenary, as well as some of the higher level quests for the players. This shop is kind of an restaurant or a bar or whatever the roadside street one's called. So this is a medieval style bar, you could say, where people can also have food and drinks at the same time. The quest given by this NPC will be some of the quests which will require you to have a mercenary, which is a good one that works well with the character's attribute and stuff. So those quests will be from this NPC, and at the same time you will get the reward both in terms of the mercenary XP, at the same time players XP. Good morning everyone, and today I woke up with a little pain in my right leg. I was not able to sit for a while, and then now it is okay. So I started working on the NPC shops or houses. This time it is really the shop for the arena manager. It is just beside the arena, and it is a small shop with some of the props in it, and the only NPC will be here is the arena manager, who will be assigning the matches and stuff. If you wanted to play arena match with someone else, it will teleport to special map where you can, two of you or whoever, how many people are in the match, can compete with each other. So there will be grouping system in the arena, and other people from outside can expect. It is not completed yet, but it is on its way. After that I went on the map, other end of the map, and put little bit of prop like this sword and the platform for it to make it look more interesting. Good evening everyone. Little update on the pain I had on my right leg in the morning. It is still there, and it is increased quite a bit, and I tried staying still and lying on the bed, but it seems like if I don't do anything and still lie on the bed just watching YouTube or something like that, my brain goes to the pain and it is paining more. So what I decided is to work on the game for a little bit, and while I was not doing anything lying on the bed, I did some research in learning the VFX graph or Unity's new particle system, which run all the particle system on the GPU instead of the CPU like the previous particle system, though there are few limitations with it as well compared to the previous one which runs on CPU, like collision and stuff with the environment. But it is better, and it allows us to harness the GPU power and have more particles. So I started working on it. First thing I worked on is the aura effect, which players will have after achieving certain level, and there are more effects that I am working on, and I think next few days I will be working on the particle system itself only. Afternoon everyone, and today I continued working on the VFX or more particles effect, this time for the shield effect that I was thinking should be having the shield power-ups and stuff. So it is not great. I am still learning about the VFX graph, having more better particle effects and stuff. And as for the pain, yeah, it is still there. I slept the whole morning and it seems to be having little less now, but take some more rest today and see if it goes out by tomorrow. I also bought a new model that I plan to use in the game for the testing server, which I am planning from last 3 weeks. Hopefully I will get onto it. I will add the link to the artist or the modeler who made this model in the description below. He is a talented developer. He has really good models in his page and you should go and check it out. Good morning everyone, and today I am feeling much better. I think all I needed was a little rest and that would have fixed it, but I didn't know it. But now I am feeling much better. So I continued working on the effect system for the shields, and what I think is there is some issues like having the volume. So how represent the volume of each of the textures that I'm using for the shield effect. And at the same time I started working on much more complex ones, such as the effects of the buffs that players will have on them. So those effects I'm working on that as well at the same time. Alright guys, this week seems to be really productive for me, and at the same time I have did a lot of things and VFX graph that I was not hoping to touch because I was very scared how I will be doing with it, but it seems to be very easy, and Unity made it very possible for a simple indie developer at the same time who have never worked with particle system, even with the old one as well, to do really well, and at the same time having much more control and more particles in hand to make any kind of effects. This week I have not did much, but I have seen some tutorials and some stuff that I can mimic or control and have more better effects in the game, which I will be going to use in next week for it, and hopefully I will come up with some better graphics. At the same time I'm also working on the textures for the effect, like for example the buff effects which I was working on. The effect is fine, only thing that is missing is the textures that I'm using. I will keep working on it, and hopefully I will complete that at the same time. With that said, I will also remind you guys to check on the Patreon and consider supporting if you can. With that, thank you for watching and see you guys in the next devlog.